Hello and welcome to Buy Africa, the show where we focus on investment opportunities around the continent. I'm Tshepo, Modiba, and thanks for joining me. Tonight, I'm joined by Frank Kahumba, Equity Research Analyst at Momentum SP Reid Securities, for a closer look at hotel stocks in Mauritius. Frank, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Exciting topic, always a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful part of the world. So it's only natural that we talk about hotel stocks there.
I guess.
Yeah, your sense of, let's start very quickly touch on Mauritius as an economy and then specifically the hotel sector. Quick thoughts about that?
Well, Mauritius had quite a bad 2015 compared to some of the previous years, with a growth which were downgraded to around about 3.4% increase, but they're expecting that this is gonna improve in 2016. The GDP contributors mostly are your banking and financial sectors, with insurance sector, and hotels and leisures also do play quite a big role in there, which they expect that there's going to be an upside to the tourism sector in 2016. So hotels are looking to a bright horizon right now.
Right. Specifically, the nature of the visitor to the hotel sector, is it really a business traveler or somebody looking to come on vacation?
Well, they have quite a variety, and Mauritius has been really reliant on the hotel sector for quite a long time. So they have many varieties, as from corporate to private people who comes to their hotels. If I can just mention there that Europe is one of the biggest contributor of the arrivals of the tourism. You have your France and Germany mostly, which are there, and you have in Africa, your main contributor is South Africa and Reunion, the island. Then you have in Asia, it's mostly China, which are a bigger contributor. But they have different kind, and speaking to some of the analysts, they say that they also want to go into green tourism. Right. They do not have a big superficie of the country, but they have you have those outgoing out the sea type of activities that people can actually do. And what exactly for them the difference is between the people who are having longer stays and people who stay just for a very short period of time. And we had quite a discussion there about the difference between the European and the Chinese tourist, which the European want to stay there to relax, but the Chinese want to visit, and
they want to be entertained.
They want to be entertained in that sense, so they don't stay at the hotel for a very long period of time, but they're always out. And what they've done so that the revenue per room is not going to be affected, they usually give a certain package. Right. So you rather buy into a package. So even if you don't pay you've already paid, but whatever facility that they've given you, using or not using, they still wanna get revenue out of that. Right. And of course, they have those group. They also do have those group wedding and honeymoons. I mean, it's lovely locations and lovely beaches.
A beautiful part of the world.
Yes, beautiful part of the world. And so they do quite have different, and hotels also do have also tour that they offer for the tourists to go around the island and offer different type of services. So it is quite a diversified kind of service they offer.
Let's jump into stock specifics. Okay. What do you want to talk about first from a company perspective?
For a company perspective, well, let me just say Lux and Sun International, right, and also New Mauritius Hotel.
Right.
Lux has had quite a good year with their numbers on the return on equity and even the EBITDA increase around about the 20 and 30%. And mainly for most of them,
that sounds quite impressive.
Yes, it is sound quite impressive. And even when you speak to the brokers also at in Mauritius, Lux is one of the hotels which are ahead of the curve, if I can say, and they always have good results, rather than the others had quite a difficult period also when they had decrease into the tourism arrival for 2014 and 2013.
And what's behind that growth? Is it a increasing in occupancy rates, or are they really capturing more of the market?
Yeah, I think they are, because some of them, like for Lux, they do get to a certain point where they can get to 100% occupancy.
Right.
But the average of last year was right about the 70.
Okay.
When you have your Sun, which is, I think it was around about 60.
Right.
And New Mauritius Hotel was somewhere below that. So it is quite a good number, even compared to what they have done previously, the financial year 2014.
Right. And
with the tourism trying to pick it up, they expect that they want to get to an average for the year of 80.
Wow.
Which is it is quite good for a hotel, because just like we said, it's not just a vacation per se type of location where people want to go there, but they have all those corporate things that they do, and people usually get there for whatever reason, and the honeymoon and the weddings and stuff, they do happen. So you still get quite a good rate of occupancy throughout the year, and they've actually been able to capture that.
Okay, that sounds quite impressive. I can almost guess where you're leaning: high return on equity, fast underlying growth, and potential for further growth.
Yes.
This sounds like a good recipe for investors taking a closer look at this one.
Yes. Let me just start by the list, which is New Mauritius Hotel at this particular point. They've had the difficulties throughout the previous years, but seemed like things have quite improved just for the country as a whole. And they had the election. Last year,
right.
And there was a bit of a turmoil just before the election, but things to tend to settle now. And as an economy, they are very optimistic.
Right.
They are very optimistic, and the tourism sector is one of the main drivers that they want to use for growth. And we spoke to some of the. Like I said, I spoke to some of the analysts. They said that even Port Saint Louis has been there's quite a big infrastructure project, and they want to bring all the cruise ships, also being able to cater for a lot of cruise ships, and they've also allowed some of the big airlines like your Fly Emirates and all of those to come, so that they can have at least one fly per week. So with that, I can say New Mauritius Hotel, because of the problem that they had, it might have been a hold, I can say. And maybe it's not going to be time to get really into it, but hopefully probably wait for a while and see how far that optimism is going to get for Mauritius as a whole.
Right. And
then hopefully get into it. And then if you have your Sun International had a problem with the money that they built villa in Morocco, and they had problems to repatriate the money.
Yep.
and get the money back into the balance sheet. So Lux was the only one which has been. I mean, some of them has said that it's a strong buy already, but I should say then with that uptick of the tourism industry, so it's just going to continue as a good performer,
right,
compared to the others.
So if I understand what you're saying operationally, Lux is doing quite well anyway, in spite of a slow patch.
Yes.
And even with a recovery, it will do even better.
Yes.
Whereas New Mauritius is really a function of what the underlying tourism sector does as a whole. So you'd prefer going into Lux than New Mauritius?
Yeah, I would prefer. Well, it's just for New Mauritius also. They offer quite good potential, and the balance sheet might improve as time goes by.
Right.
But it's just for if you do not want to take you want to be patient, you can still just wait a little while to see how things are going to turn out for New Mauritius. But the safest bet will be Lux.
Okay.
Yes.
So that sounds quite positive for Lux in particular. Valuations still look reasonable?
Yes, the valuation looks reasonable. They actually trading. I think not really at the last time I checked. It wasn't really at a premium, but they kind of getting there, and they return on assets, return on equity. You can also look at the occupancy rates and return per room were quite considerably good compared to the others. Sun International is not bad, but it's just like. If I have to choose a winner, I'm still gonna go with Lux. But Sun also had a good occupancy ratio, and they have also good PEs.
Perfect. Let's leave it there.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks to my guest, Frank Kahumba, Equity Research Analyst at Momentum SP Reid Securities, talking about Mauritius. That's all from Buy Africa this week. Remember to follow me on Twitter. That's at Modiba_Tshepo, and send us your thoughts about the show using the hashtag Buy Africa. For myself and the team, goodbye.